Good. We can clearly see that some of the particles are being affected by particles closer to the center of the orb. We can clearly see that some of the particles are being affected by the vortex, while some of the other ones don't seem to be affected by all, and they just kind of get ejected from the sphere and fall to the ground. I'm going to fine-tune the vortex force properties just a bit. I'll enable use influence falloff and set the radius to 300 and the falloff to 5.0. This will cause the particles closer to the center of the orb to be affected by the vortex force more than those on the outside. I'll also set origin pull amount to 1.0, which will kind of suck them towards the center. I want the vortex force to be a bit more violent, so I'll finally set vortex force amount all the way up to like 1000. I think this is looking pretty good. I think one last change that I'll make is I'll change the acceleration force to positive 50 on the Z component so that the particles kind of move upwards instead. I think that ends up looking a little bit more ethereal and magic-y rather than them falling downwards like they have actual weight. I'm pretty satisfied with this look, so I'm going to call it done. Don't forget to re-enable your other modules to see what all of this looks like together. With everything turned on, it looks quite organic. The particles seem to have a lot of complexity and life in the movement. They're also behaving a lot like a fluid, which was something that I was hoping for. Alright, that's going to wrap things up for this training session. If you check out the Unreal project that came with a video tutorial, there's a map in there with a simple scene setup that you can use as a template to take your own screenshots or videos. If you like this series, please consider subscribing to the mail list at overdraw.xyz to get updates on when new products and posts are released.
We declare America's unwavering commitment commitment to a free Cuba, and you will have that. You will have that very soon. We're glad to be joined. They will have it, Mike, won't they, huh? It's happening very fast, actually. We're glad to be joined by Vice President Mike Pence. And you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have Mike come up, say a few words. He's very much wedded to what you are believers in. He believes in Cuba, and he believes in a lot of help for you. So, Mike, please come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a privilege to join you today among so many heroes. 23 heroic veterans of Brigade 2506. As you said, Mr. President, April 1961, with American support, Brigade 2506 landed on the beaches along the Bay of Pigs, vastly outnumbered by Castro's socialist forces. 1,200 were captured. America secured the release of nearly all of the prisoners 20 months later, but the last prisoner was not released until 1986. And upon his arrival in Miami, history records that he said, "I am grateful to be in the land of freedom." This fall, Mr. President, you'll also mark 40 years since the conclusion of the Mariel boat lift, when 125,000 Cubans fled socialism for freedom here in America. And I'm proud to stand with you, Mr. President, because President Donald Trump believes this is a hemisphere of freedom, and we will always stand for freedom. Mr. President, you've taken strong action to stand for freedom in Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. And today, with the new sanctions that you'll be announcing at this event, you will confirm that in this White House, it will always be Que viva Cuba Libre. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mike. We appreciate it, and it's great, and I know that all of the great people that I just met that love Cuba so much, they appreciate your help very much. They so stated. And thank you as well to Deputy Secretary of State Stephen Begun. Thank you very much. Very great job. Great. Ambassador to the Organization of American States, Carlos Trujillo. Carlos, thank you very much. And a friend of mine, a great gentleman, just recovered from a very serious bout, but he is strong. There's nothing going to take him down. Mario Diaz-Balart. Mario, thank you, Mario. Great job. It was great. And I know you're 1,000%, and you did it fast. You're strong. You're very strong, Mario. Anthony Gonzalez, great football player, by the way. Great football player. All the way through the NFL. That's great. And we got Ohio State going. We have the whole Big Ten. We got that done, didn't we, Anthony? And you helped, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Alex Mooney. Alex, thank you very much. Thank you, Alex. I also want to recognize Mauricio Claver-Carone. My friend would get up and say, you know, the only one that's been right about this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
our
is a
Declaration of Human Rights, our national
United
noble aspirations.
Sama seperti ketika Amerika Serikat didirikan menuju
with respect to that rededication.
Collection of examples of the different ways
define human rights as the American Declaration of Independence, such as all men